Yay. Okay, we're live on Twitch. Kick is having issues. YouTube is not live yet. All right, YouTube and Kick are both live now too. Oh, Kick, what's going on, buddy? Are we streaming on Kick? Steve, I think we're...
Yep.
Hold on. Kick's fucking up.
That's where our boy Will is.
I know. We're not going to be able to see our guy.
No, that we need to see our guy, even though
Our
we can't
biggest fan.
technically see him.
I need to change the profile picture for this too. Let's see. Dude, there's just always crazy shit happening on Kick, I feel like.
So essentially,
Oh,
they're
no,
just
we're
like,
live.
we're gonna allow anything.
Oh.
Okay, sick.
Well, no,
Oh,
look,
are we?
it's going like in and out. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect Kick and then try reconnecting. Maybe we need to like re-auth or something. Let's see.
What do
Okay,
you
sending data.
mean we're offline?
We are offline. All right, it might be. If we don't have Kick, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Yeah, I think Kick's fucking up big time. Wait for it. Yeah, no, we're fucked. Okay.
Oh,
whatever.
hold up.
Well, yeah, it was doing that before though. It just keeps. You can't see my screen, but I have like a little thing that shows like all the things. Actually, I might be able to show you it on Restream here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever signed into this before. I also always forget which email it is I'm supposed to use here. I think it's the Sleep Notes one. Hopefully, it's either that or my personal one. Yeah, this is it. But if you ever like sign in here, Steve, you can like see the stream. You can also see the chat and everything from like all the different channels. You can see this is like fucking up here, so yeah.
Ah,
All right, make this over here. I guess I don't really need this up actually. All right, you can see my screen though. Okay, Steve.
I can.
How we doing?
I'm doing. We got a nice lift in before. I haven't lifted in a while, so that felt good to get some tea pumping.
Why haven't you
And,
been lifting? What's going on?
I travel, man. Travel fucks me up. Also, I feel like summertime.
that.
I'm just like, I just want to walk outside. Like I don't want to be inside a gym.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, but it felt good to get back.
Yeah, man. I mean, you have to do it. I feel like, I don't know. Like, do you like? Okay, the good thing is, I guess, when you don't work out for a while and then you go do it, you do get hit with like so much euphoria from it, and then you're kind of like, it kind of like gets you really energized to get back into it again. Or at least that happens to me. Did you feel like that happened to you today?
A little bit, but like also like the weight's less. Like you're like, oh, if I kept this up, I would still be putting on more weights, but.
That's true.
It was good to just exert some energy into the weights. Also, bench press, you weren't there, so it's only like I can only do so much.
Dude, I know. Like every time I bench now, I feel like I have to stop 1 or 2 reps short so I don't embarrass myself.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does.
Yeah,
suck.
it fucking sucks. Dude, the Golds I went to, the one we go to, they were like filming like a bunch of promo.
Yes. Yeah, I must have gotten there after you today, but yeah, no, I totally saw that.
Dude, I was like, dude, why? Get the fuck out of here.
It was crazy. The setup they had was nuts. It took up so much space.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So where were they when you went?
They were by the treadmills when I got there.
And that's fucking yeah. I saw the guys moving into the treadmill zone. They started out in the glass room, and I'm like, that makes sense. But I'm kind of annoyed that I can't use those squat racks. But yeah, I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know. That was super. That was just. I was like, what the hell is going on? But it looked like they had actors there too that had like gold shirts on and were all on the treadmills, right?
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny. It was like they just hired a bunch of hot people to come in, I guess, and be in their ad.
They just wear like a gold. Yeah, I'm like, are these even like Gold's trainers? Like who are they?
No
One of them
no
was
way.
like fucking One of them was like 7 feet tall. I don't know if you saw that lady.
He was 7 feet tall. Who was that?
Nah, anyone above 6 feet. I don't know. I just like I was walking past, and then I was just like, that person can't work at Gold's. Like,
dude, I got this new webcam and I like it, but it keeps automatically turning on this dumbass AI tracking feature where it tries to like track my face. Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
And it just turns on automatically. Like I just had to turn it off again, and I'm like, dude, I know where I want my camera. Leave me the fuck alone.
I did notice you were like the camera was following you.
I was freaking out a little bit.
Meanwhile, I got my Logi 1080p HD. Shout out to the plug-in.
It's pretty
camera.
good though. I mean, you're
it's good.
You're not looking like you're in the dungeon anymore, which is nice. So we'll take it.
I mean, I'm running on a dungeon computer, a nice Chromebook after my MacBook crashed of 10 years.
Yeah.
So but we got 1080 now. We were at 720. Baby steps. One of these days, I'll get one of them lights and point it right at my face.
Well, you'll also. Oh yeah, let me show you the light I have. You'll also have my desktop for a while too. So
that's gonna be sweet.
That'll definitely improve things. I have this like Elgato stream light. I don't even know what you call it. Yeah, this one right here. Oh no, not this one.
Nice.
This one looks nice. I wish I had this one. Mine's not nearly that cool.
Pretty sweet.
Mine's it came up over here on Google. Mine's this one right here. Yeah, the Keylight Neo. So it's just like, yeah, so you can just like attach it to the top of your. Sorry.
Oh, it's on top of the computer.
Yeah. So it's like attached to the top of the monitor basically. So I have like my webcam, and then right to the left I have the light. So they're both like pointed at me right here.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. I'll get one of those.
And this will be like super easy for me to travel with too. The only thing that sucks about it is that like it's not like it's pretty small, right? So during like when it's dark out, it's really really good. But like during the recent like Rock History Diary video I made, I filmed this like during the day, and it was so hard to get like good lighting with this thing, and I really didn't because it just doesn't really project that much light. Like you can kind of tell the lighting in here is like
this half of the White Album has the hardest
normal
thing I've heard from the Beatles so far. But
so I actually don't want to play that because I don't want YouTube to get mad for having having 1 second of real music in the background.
Cancel.
Literally. Did you see the Strokes one I did? It was very stupid.
Yeah, I did. I was just looking at it. I caught it when it was like 10 likes, and I'm like,
sick. Okay.
First, I was like, is that from the Ren Fair, the sword?
It is. It's the
okay. That was like, first off, I was like, you have a sword, and I'm like, oh, that looks like from the Ren Fair. Nice little choose your character moment. Yeah. So tell us the creative directive behind this one, Matt.
Well, I just wanted to make something really quickly, and I don't even know. Like the idea just came to my head, and this is the least amount of time I've ever spent on a TikTok. I think this took me 20 minutes total to record and edit, which was so nice. The one thing that's kind of frustrating though is that like for everything I looked up, like this video hit like every metric that should have caused it to blow up more. But it really hasn't like done super well, which is kind of like, I'm like, oh, the algorithm, why, like the like ratio was above 10%. It has like a really high completion rate. It has a high average watch time. And it's just like, why, like, what does it take? What does it take to go viral? I don't know.
I mean, this one already has like, when I caught it at 10, I was like, oh, maybe this one's a flop. So it's at 500. Also, they'll push it out later. Like, it's not like a 24-hour. Like, it might be in a week or two it starts doing numbers. Or they really start,
But, like, that's so annoying for something like this because since the album just dropped, you want it to spread, like, early, Not, like, after people have kind of stopped talking about it, right?
I mean, it could be later this week, though. I mean, like, it's Tuesday, So
yeah, that's fair.
I mean, from when I spotted it to, I was like, oh, no, this is doing well. So, I think they'll just keep pushing it out.
The other interesting thing is that it got no new followers, which makes sense because it's just like a dumb little video, but it was a good little test to see.
But I mean, far as like, I think it's a good example that not every single video needs to be super well polished. Like the
totally.
breaking news SpongeBob one I did was like 20 minutes of editing, or I guess you kind of hopped on editing as well. So it doesn't have to be this like video essay every single time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we can play around with all sorts of different formats. I mean, it just depends, like kind of what you're doing, right? Like if you're doing something silly, then yeah, dude, like don't spend a lot of time on that, right? Like, but if you're doing something where you're like maybe trying to, make points or whatnot, yeah, like think about what you're making, think about what you're writing and everything. I think that makes sense. But yeah, dude, I spend like way too much time in the fucking stats here trying to be like, oh, this video did this, like that means that, right? But I don't know. I have fun with that.
Don't worry about that. We got 250 followers. We just started. You're getting hella likes on posts, bunch of engagement, bunch of comments. Yeah. You don't need to nerd out on the stats.
No, but I like doing that though. It's fun.
I know. It is. I know it is for you, but also just like don't consider that a bad video just because like
of course,
the algorithm is like it's so out of our control.
For sure. 100%.
So it's just like taken for what it is.
Totally. But I at the same time I think it is interesting to draw like conclusions. It's like, oh, this type of video is like maybe really good for getting followers. This type of video might be really good for like reach and getting like more likes on the profile, which makes the algorithm like us more, so I think like figuring out like the whatever, like the styles of videos that do well in different like niches is like you can kind of like form a strategy around that. Then at least that's like my thinking.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's A/B testing kind of thing. So
I have been posting some stuff on shorts here, and I don't have all the videos. Like I don't have a lot of your videos, for instance. But the YouTube algorithm is rough, bro.
It's real rough. I did it for like a month one time with some Get Lost stuff, and it was like 2 views like on every video, and I was like, okay, this is
great.
I think they want you to build out the library first before they even like push you out at all.
Yeah, that's
my interpretation of it.
No, I think you're probably right. Especially because it's interesting how like every video gets around 1,000 views. These two, unfortunately, I need to repost them because they got flagged. But I submitted appeals to it, and the appeals got approved. But it's not going to push the videos now. So I do need to get your top 5 one reposted here at some point. The one thing that was interesting here though, Steve, and gives me a little bit of hope for stream clips is this. I know it's not a lot more viewers, but the highest viewed one was just this one of me watching a Rolling Stones interview on stream.
I saw this one. Yeah, I like this.
What the fuck is going on?
Like people like reaction videos.
YouTube's like bugging out. Yeah, or something, but I thought it was interesting how this one did the best on YouTube, but it was one of the worst performing ones on TikTok. So I don't know. Yeah, just trying like building those relationships. You know what I mean? Like, so like stream clips for us might do like really well on YouTube, for instance, which would be pretty cool.
Since there's like I think every platform will be different. It's not a one size fits all.
Totally. Dude, this fucking AI tracking thing will not go away. Go away! Stop. Okay. Maybe if I just exit out of that. But yeah, dude, the short form content thing is fun. I dig it. I like getting down in the comments with people. People are fucking hilarious, man. There's like some comments I read that genuinely have me dying sometimes.
It's cool to watch you like be so scared to post like 3 months ago. Now you're like, oh yeah, this is, and I'm just like, first off, you're a natural too. Like, this is how people will discover it. So,
well, bro, we got to get you in there more too. We need more of these. I feel like the album cover series would like genuinely do really, really well. That's one that I feel like you should try like exploring a little bit.
Absolutely. It's for me right now. It's just fucking time.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
That's what I'm trying to find balance of like recording shit and whatnot. But yeah,
I hear
there's
you.
plenty of stuff I want to film.
No, I hear you. I'm kind of a crazy person, so it's all good.
My fucking thing is like I do like 10 different things right now, so that's
100%. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, well, fuck.
No,
what bucket do I fill up today?
I hear you, man. There's a lot going on. Okay,
yeah.
Steve. Well, let's.
Anyhow, I will make more videos because they are fun to make.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fun stuff, man. We gotta connect with the audience a bit. Let them know where we're at. And the other cool thing is, sorry, last thing I'll talk about TikTok is once we get to 1,000 followers, we can put like a link tree thing in there, and then it's like really easy to find all the other stuff we do.
Oh fuck yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, Steve, I feel like let's just get right into it since it's already a little late here. What time is it? 8:16.
It's already a little late. Yeah, I feel like we just get a little reps in. You know, it's been a minute, so.
Yeah, let's go in and talk about our some of the big boys that came out this week. You know, we got a couple
and big gal.
We got a couple juicy meals going right now.
Yeah, 2 main courses. Usually not.
Yes. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, usually. No appetizers, no desserts. 2 main courses.
Yeah, man. Like we're at the you're at the wedding and you selected like rib and they give you the rib and then your date got like the steak or something and your date, doesn't want to eat anymore. So you get the steak and the rib at the same time is kind of what it feels like right now.
Yeah, I would say so. But question is, do we feel like they were top grade steak and ribs? How are we feeling about meat selection?
That's what we got to get into here, Steve. That's going to be the question.
And that is the question of the evening.
It is, yes. Are these albums good or bad? But yeah, it's okay. So the first one here, Music Fashion Film by Charli XCX. She did release an album last year. I feel like people aren't really like counting it as a main one in her discography. The Heights, the Wuthering Heights album, right? Before that, obviously, was Brat, and which was the one that has kind of been like synonymous with her like reaching a different level of success that she hadn't necessarily reached before. Not that she wasn't a big artist before, but maybe became like a little bit more of a household name, got a lot more critical reception, yada yada yada. So this feels very much like the follow up to Brat. So setting the stage there a little bit, Steve, I am curious. I'm assuming you listened to the album, and what did you think? And I'm curious if you paid attention to the reaction to it at all too, because I want to know if you have any takes on that.
So I listened to it, and where to begin? So I would like to claim this term. We're claiming the term. Charli XCX is in Brat Purgatory. And what I mean by that is that it's going to be... So when listening to the album and all the singles, it was very apparent in all the interviews and everything that she's like, this is not going to be a Brat follow-up. Like, she had to really train her new audience that it's like, this is not going to be anything like Brat's. And I think the singles were released to really like dumbify people to be like, this will not be the typical experimental pop that you loved with Brat. And we're going to be making rock music. And I think she had to train the media to like not overreact when the actual album dropped so that people would respect it. Now, listening to the album, the track list. Very rarely I say this. This is not a front heavy album. This is a back half heavy album.
Oh, interesting. I think we're going to disagree there, but keep going.
Oh. I think the back half of this album is great. I think it's from, let me pull up the track list. from I'm Afraid on, I thought that was very, very interesting tracks and production and then fusion of rock analog instruments. It's tough because a lot of Charli XCX is known for this electronic experimental pop, and to kind of infuse it with analog is it's quite the challenge. And this felt like a personal kind of album, like an album that she just wanted to make to get over that hump and that expectation of trying to follow up Brett. Also talks about a lot of personal concepts of like, hey, I want to get into film. Hey, I'm going to shout out my producer. Like, I'm going to shout out my friend that passed. So it felt like a very like kind of like personal journey, and also like the impacts of blowing up from Brat. I personally just like rock music. Spring 26 doesn't really do it for me. I kind of skipped through those tracks. But I really, really enjoyed it felt like, yeah, I'm Afraid and No One Lasts Forever really got me like excited for the album. And I thought it was interesting. Like, I felt like she had to like media train people to be like, this is not Brat, and made like, you know, lowered or not lowered, alter people's expectations of the album, where I didn't think the album really like made sense in the first half. It was just kind of like singles, but then it started like the concepts of I'm Afraid, yeah, wink wink, it started to pick up for me. So this is, in a rare case, a second half album for me.
Okay, I love the term Brat Purgatory. That's pretty good. So
because think about it, like she's gonna be headlining these festivals, ACL. The fans are gonna want to hear Brat most likely. So I think there's gonna be this weird kind of like issue that she's gonna run into where she's gonna want to play music, fashion, film, but people are gonna want to hear Brat and the more hype stuff. So I think she's gonna run into this weird kind of situation where fans are expecting her to play Brat, but she wants to play 8 tracks off the new album. So I'm kind of curious with like if she's ever going to be able to leave that. And I think this was just kind of a project to just get people like, hey, like I'm exploring my creativity here. I'm going to do sentimental songs. I'm going to explore vulnerable topics. But I do think the production was there with this album. And they did have a Charli flair to it. I just don't think it's as exciting. Like, will I be revisiting this album all the time? No. Are there a few tracks I really liked? Yes.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you about the... You know, it's interesting, right? Because I feel like normally this happens to artists at like the beginning of their career. Like, how many artists have their debut album come out, right? And it's the one that people like always want them to play the songs that it shows, and no one, and then people end up like not really caring about the rest of their albums. I feel like it's pretty rare for an artist like this far into their career to have like that. They're finally like big hit one that brings in all the new fans. And I think you're right to a degree. I think she did have to, level set expectations here. You know, what did she say at the beginning? The dance floor is dead or whatever. Like, if that's not setting expectations, then I'm not really sure what is. But the thing with Charli too is that she's always kind of like I wouldn't go as far to say she makes like full on experimental music, but she's always kind of like towed the line of pushing boundaries of what pop music can be, right? So like if you look at the rest of her discography, there are albums that have gotten like kind of, that have tracks that are kind of out there and weird. Like How I'm Feeling Now has some kind of crazy shit on it. Charli has a couple crazy tracks on it. Pop 2 does as well. So this is almost like it's almost more of like I don't want to say a return to form, because obviously this is a much different sound than I think she's ever done before. But it is in line with like expectations from her, and I think it is cool to go. I think there's this thing that can happen sometimes where like an artist reaches that point where they become a household name, and you can kind of like keep riding off that success. I think we saw that with like Sabrina Carpenter, right? Like Sabrina Carpenter got that with Short and Sweet, and now she's I don't think whatever the follow-up album was called was like that big of a departure, right? It was kind of like she found what worked for her. She found a sound that made her a star, and she's giving more of it. But sometimes, Steve, artists just like run in the other direction from that. And I think that's always super interesting. I think like the really famous example there would be MGMT, with Oracular Spectacular, and then, or however the hell you say that name. And then the follow-up album, they just made like a crazy, weird psych rock album, and everyone was like, what the fuck is this? That's such an interesting decision as an artist to just like completely put your hand up to what clearly people want and just like, yeah, go in a completely different direction. And I think it's cool. I think it's really, really cool if an artist wants to do that. But the problem is like when an artist does that they're kind of just inviting bad reactions. I think this album's been a little bit of a victim of bad reactions from both ends. I think people like who really like Brat, right, want to kind of like shit on it a little bit. And then there's the people who like really want to support like artists going in crazy directions all the time that are like putting this way higher than it needs to be. So I mean, it sounds like from what you were saying, you just kind of think, I guess on like I hate to force you to do like a 10 scale, but like, yeah, on like a 10 scale, where are you kind of at with the album, you think? It sounds like you're like a 6 or 7, maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'm giving like a nice 6. I mean, like I think I will always respect her interviews, her mindset, her approach to creativity. And I totally respect her, since she could have easily done a second Brat version, but that felt, based off the interviews I listened to, that would have been like forcing out character. She could have done the rinse and repeat Sabrina Carpenter with Man's Best Friend, but she was like, no, I want to explore this like this kind of new concept. And for myself and my viewpoint, before I wanted to go on this, like I didn't want to look up reviews or see what people were saying, because everyone's shitting on Odyssey, but then I talk to people in person, they say they loved it, so I'm like trying to do, like, I feel like the internet's born to be cynical and harsh on someone taking a creative risk. This is a risk, and I think it's really cool that she made that risk. And I did enjoy Wink Wink. Like, I thought that was a very clever kind of cheeky song. Also, I mean, the last song, the uncomfortable feelings that came up at the end, where nothing lasts forever or whatever, like, and how they drag it out for like a minute and it's just like on a loop, like that is spectacular. Like, so there's moments of greatness. Some of it's just a little boring, or like not for me, like I think it's just a little like, so if you like are changing categories, it's like King Gizzard, if they're making a techno album, I'm going to compare them to other techno artists. And like, the Silver Chord, like it was an okay album. There's a song or two that I like, but I'm not going to revisit the Silver Chord when I get my EDM fix from other artists.
Of course.
Like, it's like, I like that. I will always enjoy them having fun. And I enjoyed seeing Charli say, fuck everyone, I'm going to make this type of album, deal with it. And I think I could see it, like, basically it just seems like I'm going through her diary. There's very clear that she wants to get into film. So it seemed like it was just like kind of announcing what's happened since Brat, what she wants to get into, and giving the people the flowers with her producer. And, just kind of just like, it just felt like a personal kind of like archive.
Yeah, I like that. A personal archive. I think there's an element too of like wanting to go, like, I think one theme of the album and like the style of the album like kind of backs it up, which is cool, is like trying to find all these different artistic pursuits to like almost distract yourself from what's really bothering you, or to heal from it in a way. And it like just kind of scrounging for any like weird artistic ways you can find to like deal with the fact that, yeah, no one lasts forever. Like when I was thinking about this album today, I think it kind of fit, like, there's like a few albums I can think of, and they just happen to be some of my favorite albums, but that do like this template where it's like, okay, clearly the character of the album is like dealing with some shit that's happening, and then on the very last song is when it's revealed like really what's like underneath all of that, like what's been bothering them. I think of like 808s and Heartbreak, right? Where like, the last track finally like reveals what's really underneath all this. Same with Lonerism too. Lonerism does that. And I kind of see that this album in a similar way, right? Like we have Card Declined, which is, I guess this song kind of does it in and of itself, where it's about her like of like just shopping to kind of feel something, right? And at the end of the song, you can kind of like extrapolate that maybe she's really missing someone and that's why she's doing it. Camera is like, yeah, like feeling like, you know, you have this new medium that you're exploring and it's like giving you that feeling of fulfillment right now, right? And so on and so forth. And I don't know, yeah, I think like that theme of just like trying out everything you can to not have to think these like existential thoughts is what I've really been thinking about with it. And I think it's interesting that like the style of the album is even going in a different like direction. So the style almost like backs up that theme for me, which is cool. But yeah, the two songs that I like the most were Card Declined and Camera. I just thought Card Declined was like really clever. I thought it was like kind of cool storytelling without having like a direct narrative in it. And then I just thought the beat on Camera was so fucking cool. Although this song does piss me off, Steve, because you know I hate these pop stars just wanting to become movie stars. Damn it, Charli. Don't throw it all away. It's so fucking annoying.
Well, that's why it was like some of the lyrics, like the production's there. Like it's really cool. It's very, but then I'm like, I don't really need to listen. Like in interviews, you said you want to be in movies. Like I get it. I don't need to listen to a song about it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's an interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
The Card Decline had like a nice little interlude at the end. It was like it felt like 3 parts, and it's like a 3-minute song. So I thought that was like kind of interesting how they did that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I guess this track you can kind of read it as her like feeling like she needs to explain herself in a way.
That's why it just feels like a personal archive. Like listen to Camera of why I got into film.
Yeah, totally. And I guess the other problem I kind of have now that I think about it is like how I said before, how maybe if my reading is correct and, you know, the underlying issue she's really having is like that existential like legacy thoughts. And that's like what's making her feel the rest of the things on this album. I mean, it's like, come on, is this like, I feel like normally how this template works in albums is like it's revealed like the artist is going like just went through a really difficult life event, but just like coming to the conclusion that no one's gonna remember you one day. I don't know if that's like the most like groundbreaking kind of thing that like justifies all these other things that you're feeling. But who am I to say?
Personally, I found the second half of the album more for the audience as well. It's like her experience of saying I'm afraid, or since the last track I didn't think it was about her. It felt
really?
like very like it felt very universal. It felt like a very universal feeling of whatever you create maybe will be remembered or maybe just vanishes. And I believe the interview, she used to work with this girl, Sophie. I don't know if you know about her, but she passed. And I think the song's a reference to her, where it's like, let's say Charli doesn't blow up the way that she did. Maybe Sophie's creations just get lost. But by her mentioning Sophie, there's a everlasting impact on her legacy by bringing it up to the forefront. Since I didn't know who she was until a few interviews ago, but also I'm not like super well versed in everything. But for me, it just kind of like it's like motivating, but also like it's kind of like that. Like once you kind of realize like it's that weird spiritual practice of like once you realize like you're not going to be here forever, like it could be super grim. It could be like, oh fuck, man, that's so depressing, or it's like very liberating. Whereas like, oh, I'm not going to be here forever, and maybe nothing will matter in the future, so I'm going to release this type of album. And I found it as like a very internal reflection of like, what does that feeling mean to me when everything's gone? And I think that's like such a great, uncomfortable thing. Since art's supposed to make you feel stuff, it can make you feel happy, it can make you feel good, but also it can make you existential. And I really got existential, not like super bad, but like I was like, oh, I liked how this brought up mortality. And they brought that guy on, and I thought his little passage at the end was great.
Yeah, I like the positive message you took away from that, and I agree. Like when I heard this for the first time, I was definitely like, God, shit, you're right. God damn it, like nothing's gonna last forever. And Yeah, and I think that is like a cool feeling to elicit as well, and I like that you kind of spin that in a positive direction. I think that's really cool, and I think she probably, I feel like that was maybe her intention too, right? That there's like a positive and a negative aspect to that.
So it's like on like a day-to-day level, like if you are going through some like kind of crazier thought or like thoughts that are not the nicest, if you give it a voice, like it feels more like you get it out of your head, where it's like maybe she's wrestling with this, like nothing will ever last forever. Why am I working so hard? It's like, what if I just get it out there? And then it just releases it. So I found that to be particularly true with writing, journaling, speaking it out loud, where it's like, this is like a part of me is feeling this right now. This doesn't necessarily mean what I feel all the time, but like, what can I do to encapsulate this moment to make other people experience what I'm experiencing? And I think that's what's cool about art.
Yeah, that is cool. And I guess people will, I mean, like with anything, people are gonna like apply their own meanings to it at the end of the day too, which is why like it's always funny talking about it's always funny talking about music in that way, because you want to like you want to apply the artist intention at the end of the day, but it's also like the way that you like an album is going to probably be the way that you relate it to your life too, you know, not just how the artist intended.
And I think I kind of get annoyed when people are like, well, what does the artist mean by it? It's like, what's your connection with it? Like, yeah, you can be a fan of Charli XCX, but like, how does that song relate to your life? Like, are you like, when you put on 365, does your confidence boost? Like, you know, like, is it like, how are you responding to the situation? Like, why does it matter? Like, sometimes it's not that deep. And just because an author intended it to be a certain way, like, I know like Kendrick does this. Like, he doesn't like tell the people like what's it supposed to be. Like, he wants people to like talk about it. So it's like, if you tell them what it means, there's no room for debate.
Dude, you know, I've been listening to the Beatles a lot, right? And they were like very famous for people like overanalyzing their lyrics, and they would basically say like, we don't understand why you guys are doing this. And so John literally made a track called Glass Onion, which, if you've seen the movie Glass Onion, you know the whole idea of it is like it's something that looks like it has layers, but it doesn't. And the whole song is him like basically trying to like throw out conspiracy theories for people to like overanalyze and latch on to. So I imagine as an artist that can be kind of funny too, when people are like trying to figure out like what you mean personally by something. And a lot of times, like you said, it might not be that deep.
Bro, I've done that with my own artwork at shows. People be like, "Oh, blah 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 blah." Dude, did you mean to do this? I was like, "Bro, I just like I say sure, or I don't know. Sometimes I agree, or I'm just like that's for you to decide." But a lot of times, like it's not that deep. It's like what? You know.
But like it makes sense, right? Like say you make a really amazing piece of art, and for some reason it speaks deeply to someone. You know, like everyone's looking for like explanations about life. And you can get that through art. So it's like if you're, I guess the natural like human inclination is going to be like, okay, well, like whoever made this must like understand something I don't. When that's probably not true. You're just taking something like from the actual piece, right?
Well, it's fascinating because like the deep explanation is way more thorough than my thought process behind it. So I'm like, they're kind of like actually doing a better job. I'm like, shit, bro, I should write that down. Like that was a really good, and like, but also like I might be a little different with like the way I create and stuff like that. But like it sometimes like they have a deeper impact or relationship with what's being presented than I do in that moment.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's honestly something I've always loved doing though. Like I love analyzing art, you know, like even just talking about the albums and putting it together. It's fun. Yeah.
Then you can just like ask questions and guide them and not really reveal your hand. So I feel like once you reveal the hand, the fun gets taken out for them.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Like, yeah, you kind of want it as an artist to be like a little mysterious. Like you don't want to provide all the answers for it at the end of the day. I feel like there's like a lot of movies like that too. Like I don't know if you've ever seen like David Lynch movies. They're like really weird and people try to analyze them and figure out what's up. Yeah, like not revealing your hand is the good way to put that.
I mean, like we were talking about The Road when I got back into reading, and at the end it's like what happens to the boy? You know, like it's a conversation, and you can go on Reddit, you can go on the fan forums, Goodreads, whatever, Letterbox, and people will have their theories, and you can kind of subscribe. But also, it's fun to think about, like, what do you think happened? Like, it empowers the reader or the viewer to, be the creative.
Yeah, I like. Oh, damn, Steve, that was good. It does empower the user to, or the person to, like, be the creative there. And I always say the thing too about how, like, the things we love, like movies, music, games, whatever, the ones that we like choose to say are our favorites. It's like fashion, you know, like it's you're like you're choosing these things as your favorites because you like the way that it like outwardly reflects you based on like your interpretations of them, which I think is cool too. But I do want to show that I did.
It's all subjective.
Oh, go ahead.
It's all subjective too.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, dude. That's the other thing that drives me fucking crazy because like, you know that I love arguing about all this shit, you know. But at the end of the day, there's no objective metric of anything. Like everything is totally subjective.
It's one of these things where very rarely, like math, it's right or wrong. That's it. Yeah. Like, but creativity, business, like there's so many ways and interpretations that can be done. But yeah, I saw you. You got a little desktop going up. What you got? You got a nice 7. Oh, I thought you hated 7s.
Well, yeah, I honestly, okay, the 7 for my scale is like different than other people's 7s because for me, a 5 is average. So like this is like pretty above average at a 7, right?
All right, so explain why you gave it a 7.
Well, I've kind of already talked about it, and I only wrote like 4 paragraphs here, right? But essentially just like, yeah, I think it's like mainly successful in most of the tracks. Like, okay, here's another thing I thought was kind of interesting, Steve. Like, one thing I keep reading people saying is that they wish the tracks were longer. I don't know if I agree with that, though. I think that the short track lengths are actually pretty necessary for like kind of the darker like motif she's going for here. It like keeps things flowing really quickly, and yeah, I okay, cool. Yeah, we're in agreement there. I think that was like a good decision, honestly.
I saw it was 30 minutes. I was like, thank God she gets it.
Yes. That there is nothing that makes me happier than seeing a 30-minute album. Like, thank God.
I'm just like, I'm going on a walk and I'm gonna fucking listen to it. This is super attainable today.
But no, I mean, I think the album was mainly successful. I think it's cool that she like wanted to go in a brand new direction. I don't know if all the tracks personally work for me, and while I think the conclusion's really cool, like the interpretation that I gave of the album, I don't know if that like if this like final reasoning here like backs up the other songs in the way that I really want it to. But overall, I did really enjoy it, and there are a few songs from here that I'm going to be listening to a lot. I probably listened to Card Decline like 30 times already. I really like this song for some reason.
I really like Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. I did find myself like skipping through rock music, spring. I'm like, I already heard it. I know what to expect. It just felt out of place out of the whole album. Like the second half felt like more cohesive, where the singles were like I felt like they were just included because they were trying to train people to be like, here's what to expect.
Oh, that's an interesting. God, there's so much to talk about this album because this. Do you feel like artists lately are just really bad at picking out what the singles should be for their songs? I feel like this happens so much this year where
yeah.
I mean, it's probably the label. It's not them, but like I just feel like there's been so many terrible picks for singles this year.
Yeah, these singles, like I'm just like
why was rock music a single? What?
I think it's literally to break people's brains that like, hey, this is not like. I think that song was just a marketing song.
You're probably right.
I thought it was a meme song. I literally thought it was a meme song.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's just like
what you said at the beginning is probably right, though. It probably was to like level set expectations, I would think.
That's my interpretation, and it just sucks that like you have to burn a few songs on an album. Like if I bought this on vinyl, like I would just only play side B. And that's where it feels like the actual concept of the album or what she's going through really translated well, in my opinion. Like the rock production, everything. I did like Card Decline, but it was just kind of interesting.
Magic Metal Month, and this is the one about like her friend or something, right?
Her producer.
Producer, that was it. Okay, cool.
A.G. Cook. So yeah, it felt like it was just like very like sentimental, but then there's still some existential songs of like, is she doing life right and tough things like that. So
you gonna see her at ACL?
Nah, bro, the fucking dust. I can't do that.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking.
So
but also, that's what like it would be so interesting to see what the show setup's gonna be for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, well, the Brat one was so minimalist. I feel her shows are always so minimalist, so it might just be like exactly the same.
More of the track list.
That's yeah. That's. I mean, fortunately, I guess that's a good thing. It's a good thing the songs are short because she can fit a lot of them in, right?
True.
I did want to show you this too. The new album isn't on here yet, but Sleeve Notes like will right now it's just like so what it does is it computes a combined score based on like critic scores, verified audience scores on the platform, and unverified audience scores. So you can kind of see like which album Sleeve Notes has kind of ranked right here. I think it's wrong personally, but obviously it is Brad at the top, then the different one in second, which is weird. Then How I'm Feeling Now, then Crash, Pop 2, Sucker, Wuthering Hearts. The best one, Charli, at number 8, and so on and so forth. But I was curious how you thought about this ranking as it stands right now and where you think music, fashion, film fits in the Charli discography.
I mean, just because you made the website doesn't mean you're going to agree with every ranking there, Matt.
hey, look. If anything, this proves that I'm not tampering with it. You know, this is the algorithm right here doing it.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, yeah, of course, Brad's gonna be up top. Like, just the impact of it. Yeah, I think like this kind of just looks like it's like whatever got released the latest.
No, this was released before Crash, and Pop 2 was released before this and this.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I could see. See, the thing is, I feel like you're either gonna love music, fashion, film, or hate it. So I'm gonna go like middle of the pack.
So you think it'll land in the 4 to 6 range, perhaps?
I think it'll be above Wuthering Heights and below Sucker.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I actually don't know what the general critic score is right now. But if the critic score is high, then that'll obviously push it up. But my review will probably push it down a little bit because I gave it a 7. Brat should not be number 1. I just want to say that. But
no,
controversial.
Brat should be number 1. No, Brat hater. Brat hater.
No, I mean Brat's obviously good. I'm just really attached to the self-titled album and How I'm Feeling Now, especially. Dude, this was like, along with Fred Again, it was like his album and this were like the two like COVID albums I remember so well. Yeah, that was a good Charli era. But all right, Steve, any other thoughts on music, fashion, film before we move on to the other album that released this week?
I mean, I'm excited to see what comes from Charli in the future. I think this was good. Palette cleanser, good, a little like test. We'll see. You know, I think she did. I think it's good. It's not like at first for those singles I didn't know what to expect, but there were definitely some good tracks, and I will always admire an artist trying new things and going in uncharted territories.
Yeah, I agree, and like I feel like we're always gonna be Charli fans no matter what, right? Like
yeah, like I will be biased. Like if let's say this was like another pop star, like I might be like, this is stupid as fuck, blah blah blah.
Tate McRae.
Yeah, you know, I'd just be like, stick to the pop lady, you know.
We
but I think
Oh, go ahead.
She's got the discography where it's like there's plenty of other pop, so like she can
Right.
take this leap. Now, Charli making a country album, that's what I want to see.
Kill me, bro. Oh my god, I would be so mad.
Wow,
sorry.
I'm just making country.
Yes, oh my
Country.
God. Oh, that is that's exactly
That
what
would be
I say,
funny
too.
as fuck.
Dude, holy shit. She comes out in like big overalls or something, like on camera. Oh my
Yeah.
god, please no.
She's like, why?
No. There's already too much country. We don't need that. We don't need to
Yep,
lose her
I would kind of love that. That would be so funny.
just to see how much it pisses people off.
Yeah.
Makes a song with Morgan Wallen.
Oh, that would not. And then she like cusses him out on air.
Shoot, what was I just gonna say to you? I'm not gonna be able to remember. I feel like we're pretty much in agreement here. I want to say. Oh, okay. I know that you hate this question. This is more so for me because I just want to make a prediction. What do you think the first week sales are going to be for this album?
80,000.
80,000. That seems low, no?
Oh, I don't know what the frame of reference is.
Yeah, I know. I'm a fucking nerd and look at this shit.
I think that was the first number, so I'm gonna stick my guns to it.
Stick with it. I mean, Brat didn't do that much first week, but Brat took a while to pick up. I think Brat did like 90 first week sales. Oh yeah, so Brat did 77K first week. So you would have been like spot on if this was Brat.
I mean,
but I think
I'm just gonna say 80, just because I don't think people are as excited for this one.
Yeah, and maybe they're not like. I guess there's not like a single people are replaying, right? You might be right then, Steve. You might be right.
Like, because I'm like, for me, I was like, I love the album cover, but like, I'm not just gonna like buy the vinyl until I listen to it for this one.
Yeah, I'll say 120K. I think like the Brat hangover is still there, and a lot of people probably checked out the album at least. And like there'll be a ton of people giving it like a first listen, and that'll push it over 100K. But I like it.
All right.
Good prediction though. Good prediction.
We'll see.
All right, let's move on to the next delay. Okay, so yeah, what we said earlier, like what kind of meal was music, fashion, film? What did we get right there?
I think it's like, like how a steak's like a steak, or ribs are just ribs.
Yes.
Like, like I would say like it qualifies, but like, am I going to talk about it for 3 months later? No.
Yeah.
Am I going to enjoy it while I listen to it? Yeah.
Yes, I like that. Or it's like a steak, but there's like a twist to it, and going in, it's like, oh, this could be really good or it could be really bad, and then you eat it and you're like, it was good, I'm glad it wasn't bad. It was good.
Yep. It's like we put a mustard on it, and you're like, what?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Exactly right. And you're like, all right, clearly they put this on the menu. It's the popular item here. It has to be better than bad. And you're glad that it was.
Yep,
okay, well,
exactly. So
the next album we got to talk about is the long-awaited follow-up to the Strokes. What, 2021 album, was that right? Oh, 2020 album. I didn't realize this was a COVID album too. The new Abnormal. Of course, the Strokes are one of the most prolific rock bands working today. Julian Casablancas has his various side projects like Panda Bear and the Voids that he does. He's a very, very busy man, but pretty much always hits, I'd say, for the most part. I don't think there's a Strokes album that I don't like, but this album has been pissing people off in a major way, and it seems to be pretty much just based around the auto-tuning of Julian. And then I think there's more of an interesting conversation we can get around like perception of the Strokes too. But I'll go first on this one here. The thing with this album is I think I'm probably a little bit more accustomed to this sound just because of his other project, The Voids. He uses auto-tune like an insane amount on here. Like this album right here is amazing. And it sort of feels like a little bit of an extension of this project. What I do... Of this project. Shoot. No, get out of here, Twitch. I do like the guitars on this album a lot. Like, it feels like the notes really like ring out. Like, they just turn the reverb up a ton, and that sound is just, I don't know, that's always really cool to me. And I think that's like a bit different from how a lot of their other albums come across too. But if I can find, I'm still in the voids, that's why. If I can bring up the track list here. But there are some songs that were pretty good on here. I thought Falling Out of Love was really, really cool. It's like obviously an incredibly tragic song. I think Liar's Remorse was a pretty great song too. Lonely in the Future was great. Someone in the TikTok video really liked Psycho Shit. I thought this was like a really interesting song to open the album with because it's basically just like one big long build up and gets like really intense towards the end. Which, you know, is not always the mood you want to hit someone with right from the start. So I thought that was kind of a cool decision too. But I don't know, to be a band that's been around as long as the Strokes did, it's funny. I feel like this is almost going to be a little bit of a similar conversation to Charli here, right? Except I guess the difference is their big album was their first one. But to be around this long and decide to, you know, kind of change up your sound a little bit is an interesting decision in and of itself. What I don't like is how people just look at autotune and turn away and are like, this sucks. I hate autotune. Bah. Like, I don't know. It just reminds me of like some boomer shit. Whenever there's like something new that comes out, they just automatically reject it, you know? And I think that's super lame. Mm-hmm. I think Julian does like a pretty decent job with it. You know, there's like the, gosh, who's the artist that people say like, oh my God, people say this about fucking Young Thug, right? That, obviously, like, we grew up in the era where autotune was being used by a bunch of rappers and whatnot. And you can use it to, like, express some level of emotion, especially if an album is sort of sounding like it's in outer space or futuristic, you know? It's got, like, that like, kind of sad, like, alien robot thing going on. And I think that they, like, use it pretty appropriately here. So I don't know. I think that controversy is a little dumb. And I have to say, like, some of the scores for this album I think are just quite frankly ridiculous. Like, I saw like Fantano gave this a 3 out of 10. I'm like, dude, come on. This isn't a 3 out of... This isn't like... You're basically saying the album's shit. Like, it's not a 3 out of fucking 10. These guys are, like, amazing instrumentalists, right? Maybe you can come away thinking it's, like, average. But I feel like a 3 is, like, crazy in my opinion. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting with it right now. I'm enjoying the album. I don't know how long I'm going to like sit with it forever, but I think these guys are like so good at creating melodies, especially that like no matter what instruments they're bringing in, it's kind of like hard for them to make a song that isn't like an earworm and stays with you. But yeah, I'll stop talking now. And that's how I feel. And Steve, I'm very curious to see what you think.
2 quick comments on what you said. Mm-hmm. You are a certified sad boy for your favorite songs being Lonely in the Future and Falling Out of Love. That is hilarious. You are a sad boy.
I love melodramatic shit. I just eat that shit up. It's so good.
Bro, I was listening to that Falling Out of Love and I'm like, bro, like, when is this one going to be over? Like, I get it. It's good. Like, come on, bro.
You're like, I get it, bro. You're fucking sad. Get over it. Come on.
Bro, like, you're fucking like 50. How did you not find someone yet? Come on.
Probably because he's a fucking drunk idiot and is a little insane.
Yeah, I'm like, I think this might be a you problem. And picking back off the Psycho Shit opener, I feel like they might have taken a page from the Geese's Getting Killed album with that intro. And that was kind of my take where it's like, I wonder if they're trying to... This album felt very like trying to adapt to the times. And maybe they're listening to the Geese album and how chaotic and there's a bomb in my car. Like that track is so uncomfortable. But at the same time, there's such a lore and trance to it that like you want to go into it. And then there's this kind of relief when there's like a normal Geese song afterwards. So I'm thinking there might have like done that for like a shock value to set up like, hey, this album's going to be a little different from our other ones. I'm not super well versed in the actual albums of the Strokes. I just know a lot of their singles and big hits. I did enjoy listening to it. I noticed the auto-tune right away, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess they're experimenting with new sounds, and that's pretty modern. I mean, Charli XCX only uses auto-tune. Like, it's I think for me and you, it's not like I'm up in arms about it. It reminds me of the Daft Punk song Julian Casablanca was on, not Instant Crush. No,
I think it was Instant Crush? Yeah, it's Instant Crush.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it just reminded me of, like, it just felt like an album of that. Where it's like, okay, like let's make like a Daft Punk Random Access type album, and I enjoyed listening to it. I don't really have any I did not thoroughly dislike it. I thought it was pretty I think explored a lot of different concepts with like Lonely Forever, like Falling Out of Love. The last track, the space song, where I thought the auto-tune did work really well. It felt like more of like a world build type thing. So I liked the beginning and ending. I only have like a first listen, which I did today. So it's still pretty fresh, and I don't have a format, but I don't think it's shit. I don't think it's bad. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I haven't written a review yet. I need to listen to it at least a couple more times still. But dude, fuck, the song names are these last 3 song names: Liar's Remorse, The Fruits of Conquest, Tyrants of the Mellow Moon. I mean, come on, those are like 10 out of 10 song names right there. you gotta give
that's
it
like
that.
sci-fi. That's sci-fi book chapters right there. Tyrants of the Mellow Moon, and like I literally like look at this is I was like cooking and stuff when I was listening, and I was like, this feels like a sci-fi song. Then I read Tyrants of the Moon or Mellow Moon. I'm like, yeah, that checks out. And I think it's also interesting. The album cover choice is just like very Americana, like, which is very like a popular brand and design right now. And it feels like, they were the kings of rock or whatever, like the Strokes could do no wrong in the 2000s, and still them trying to like prove that they still got it by adapting to the times, and like that they can mold to whatever, sound is popular and whatnot. And I do agree. I do think they're great musicians. Something about them, I just can't fully like love them though. I don't know. Like, I don't think I'll ever be like a ride hard for the Strokes, but I'll enjoy them. Like, if they're at a festival, which they were last year, I didn't really care to go see them. I was like, I know I would probably choose the other option. I'm just like not super into them, but I enjoy this.
Hey, you cut out there for like 2 seconds. Are you back now?
I am.
There you are. So. Okay, cool. It was only like the last couple words you said, so it wasn't that much. But yeah, no, the perception of the Strokes is always so weird to me, because they have just like all these hits, and I feel like they are like well respected to a big degree. But it's kind of just like everyone knows their live show isn't very good. Everyone kind of knows that Julian goes on like these weird rambles during it all the time that some people love and some people hate. So sometimes I wonder if like that perception of them kind of hurts them more than the reality of it. But yeah, I like your analysis of the album cover. It's also like when I look at this, it makes me think that this guy's like traveling out west in America back in the day. He's like going to find his new reality, which is neat.
Yep, exactly. But I do say, besides his album, a lot of their singles just sound the fucking same to me.
Oh, you think so?
Last Night, what's that other one on that? Let me pull up the discography. I don't like. I just like, kind of just like. I know like they're like royalties of some people's eyes. I just don't really get it. Sometimes I'm just like, all right,
dude. You should.
Someday and Last Night are identical. Reptilia is an amazing song for sure. But yeah, I don't know.
You should give this album like people really really liked. Like if you haven't heard like At the Door, like this is a banger track right here. And obviously The Adults Are Talking is like really great too.
You know why I know you like this album? Because it says, what? Why are Sundays so depressing?
I just like everything that's sad. That's awesome. I like that for me. Steve,
No, I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
one, and let me be clear. I'm not even like a massive Strokes fan or anything. You know, I just think they're cool. But one thing I do want to toss by you here is what is with the like older rock fans aversion to auto-tune, right? Like they don't want it's totally like a moment where it's like get that dang auto-tune out of here. I don't want anything to do with that, you know? Like what it doesn't even seem reasonable to me in any way, shape, or form. People are just so averted to this. And I guess you can be averted to like certain genres of music, that happens. But this to me just always seems like it was really popular to hate on it 20 years ago. And a lot of people just like haven't like they just made that their opinion and they can't get over it now. It seems really dumb to me.
I think rock is such a fascinating genre because they're always stuck in the past. They never embrace newness. Think about Greta Van Fleet. That's the closest thing that we have to Led Zeppelin in modern day, but then everyone's like, oh, they're just copying Led Zeppelin. Like, there's no innovation. If you listen to a rock channel, it's always from the 70s, 80s. It's always the glory days, you know? And I don't think, very rarely, like, even, like, you look at the best rock albums, it's like still getting given to Molly Crew or something. Like it's like whoever like the legacy, like they're just holding on to the legacy bands. Like maybe some younger bands like Knock Loose and Turnstile will break through, but like it's always like the old heads that were something. And I feel like maybe just the fan base of rock is just not that youthful. And the rockheads have all to say, or the old ones, the OGs. Which is, I don't know. That's kind of like, I feel like, I don't think like it doesn't really evolve though. That's the thing. Rock is pretty rock.
I mean, it does, because you get like all sorts of different like pocket genres that pop up, right? Like the type of rock you're talking about is like a very specific style of rock, I feel like. But you know, obviously throughout the years you get like metal, you get hardcore, you get post-punk, you get like all these different kind of subgenres that pop up, and that's sort of the experimentation and whatnot. So
that's great, but I think in like overarching popular rock,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty. I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of bland.
I don't know if I agree with that, because like who do you think are like the most popular rock bands right now? Unfortunately, it's going to be really sad answers. It's probably or like
Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Imagine Dragons, Kings of Leon. Like, since I do love the sub, more, and the subcategories of rock.
And what about
they don't get any risk or like airplay or anything? It feels.
What about like pop punk? Like that was big in the 2000s, having like a huge moment right now. Like that's different from the kind of rock that you're describing. I would say, and that's like really big. There's like what's that? Oh, what's that young band that's like top line at all these festivals now? I can't think of what it is. Like that's basically a pop punk band, right?
Well, I don't know what band you're referring to.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean,
what are they called? I can't think of.
I don't know. Pop punk was definitely like a fun thing. It's just, I don't know. It feels like it always goes back to like, but also I think the same happens with hip hop, like where people are like, why is hip hop not like 90s hip hop? So
yeah, maybe it's just an old person problem.
I think it just might be a boomer issue of like, if it's not plugged in, I don't know. Yeah, since there's definitely some bands that are doing pretty well, even despite rock's popularity going down.
Yeah, and like, gosh, I mean, you think about like all the indie rock bands and stuff like that. It's like, okay, that's like predominantly very different from what we had in the past. I mean, I think the issue is just that there's no like bands in general that are just like that have popped up in the past 10 years that are like mega stars. That just doesn't really. We're so like centered around like singular artists nowadays. I think it's hard to see like an actual band pop up and be really big, unfortunately. But yeah.
And even if they do, like, I don't know, I feel like people like find reasons to dislike them, like, and try to make like a movement. Like, it's like Geese had some good momentum, then Next thing you know, they're calling them like psyops. You know, like so it's just like, all right,
Rock
like
bands
hey guys,
fucking
like
suck.
can we be nice so that they don't fucking break up, like, and just enjoy what they make? You know, I don't know. I think it's.
Well, this kind of puts a nice bow on things though, because it's like we were talking about earlier, right? Like people listen to this music growing up. They have their very like personalized, interpretations of it, and it means a lot to them. And so like because of that, like that era of music always has to be the best. Like nothing could ever be better than that. And I think we all do that to a degree with different things, right? That's like the whole idea of nostalgia. But it does suck when it makes someone like just completely reject an element of music. It's like, come on, man. Like you can't tell me that you really think autotune just ruins every song. Like I don't know. That's absurd.
Well, it's here. That's a them problem.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, The Strokes. So I'm gonna keep listening to it, and yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna give it yet. I'm gonna have to give it a couple more listens and see where it lands. It's definitely not gonna be in my top 10 for the year or anything like that. But I do feel called to defend it a little bit. So here we are.
I mean, you posted a video of a sword defending it. So yeah, I thought it was solid. I did think it was solid, and I think they're maintaining the image of being a talented band, and I think that's good. I think we need bands to solidify their legacy, and I think by doing stuff like this, they go for it. So.
Agreed. Real quick, one album that came out on Friday that is getting really good reviews that I think fucking sucks is the Steve Lacy album. Are you a Steve Lacy fan?
I've seen that album cover for a while. Like that literally came out Friday.
Yeah, maybe there were some new singles or something. Or actually, Steve, I think it came out 2 Fridays ago.
Okay.
It looks like. I think this is the month and day they're going with like the European timestamp here. You see that?
Oh, okay, fancy.
We don't have to spend more than 2 minutes on this. I just want to say that this album's getting rave reviews. I thought it was super lame, and I think lyrically it sucks. I hate. I don't know. I just hate like the type of like just like whiny ass like I deserve to be loved shit sometimes. That just like bugs me. And yeah, I think this shit's lame. So there you go. That's my review.
That's out of character. That's out of character.
No, Steve. I like the music that's like depression in a hole you've like given up. Not like the begging for it. Right? The begging for it is lame.
You can't be desperate. You just gotta be depressed.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. The sleeve notes.
I don't want you whining. Yeah, the sleeve notes way. I haven't listened to this album. I know minimal about Steve Lacy. Was he in the internet? Or
I don't know. Was he?
Like he had like an origin.
Yeah, he was on the internet.
Feel
Good call. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's how I know him from that, and I liked the Internet's project a lot. Then I liked some of his stuff before like they went viral on TikTok. Then it just kind of from there just felt like hard to like still rock with it. So I wonder if the new album has like that TikTok fusion.
It must.
Like whether he didn't want to be a TikTok viral person, but like reality is he like became one. So
don't deny who you are. Wasn't there a hit song on this album? And like, am I crazy? Like there was, right?
I believe it, yeah. But like, remember. It's funny. He started with a band called The Internet, then blows up on the internet. It's fulfilling the prophecy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a little self-fulfilling.
But as a fellow Steve, I gotta rock with the Steves. I love the album. It was great. Everyone should listen to it. I really like the begging. I think we've all been there, whether we want to admit it or not. I've not listened.
Fair enough, Steve Lacy. You got one win here, buddy. You got one.
Because of the name.
Exactly, because of the name alone. I like that. We should just start judging albums based on the artist name. All right, Steve. I think that is pretty much it. Unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about.
What are your thoughts on the Jack White album?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one to talk about.
Yeah, we do a quick little, and start landing the plane, as they say.
Yeah, I like that. I thought the Jack White album was really good. I mean, I thought it was just as good as the it didn't have a name, the album before, right? It was like what I wonder what it's called on here. Is it just called like No Name?
I mean, that's what he does.
Oh, it is. It is called. I was kidding. Okay, it is actually called No Name.
Yeah.
I mean, I
doing shit like that.
The thing with Jack White that's so cool, man, is just like I don't understand how he makes so many interesting guitar licks. You know, like this whole thing, every song here just bangs, man, and it's just like I don't know, like the ability to just like pick up an instrument and be able to come up with that many different licks and solos is just so impressive to me. And you know, you were talking about how like rock hasn't like this is very much like the rock album that I feel like you were kind of describing a second ago. You know, it's just like jamming out with the guitar, right? You got the amp hooked up, and it's fun. And yeah, I thought it was great. And I just feel like we don't get a lot of stuff like this nowadays. It's just like it's not trying to be a 10 out of 10. You know, it's just trying to be really fun, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think he's still finding creative ways to make new noises with a guitar, but sticking to traditional roots of a rock, really heavy album. But yeah, I love like the little like soul singers he brings on, and so like I think it's just like a nice rock album, and it's cool that he still I feel like he doesn't even need to be making music anymore.
Did you know? I didn't know this. This might be old news to you. Did you know that the other member of the White Stripes is not actually his sister?
Oh yeah, I knew this. Yeah, it was his
Dude,
girlfriend.
I just found this out. It's like, what?
Yeah. Well,
they were like married or something.
Yeah, they were married, then they got divorced, but they like thought it'd just be easier to, as far as marketing purposes, to be brother and sister. So yeah, that's why White Stripes is not a thing. They like got divorced and everything.
That's
like
and apparently she like stays out of the public eye now, right?
Oh yeah, no, she's not been. The Meg is her name. Like I don't know, I've not heard of anything from her since. And I think they were married for a few of the albums, then they got divorced and did a few more albums or something. But always from the beginning, they said that they're brother and sister, since they didn't want to like make interviews like about their relationship.
I guess that makes sense, but it's also like it's wild. Well, you could have said you were friends. It's like wild to go the brother and sister approach, right? Why was that the first thing they leaned on?
Well, they kind of look alike, though. That's the thing. They kind of like, I don't know, like it is. I don't know the reason behind it, but this is just like, yeah, they just for some reason told everyone that they're brother and sister because they thought it would be like a better story.
I don't know if you've seen this. He got accepted into the Rock and Roll. The White Stripes got accepted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I guess people were like really hoping she'd make her first public appearance in like over a decade. She didn't show up. But Jack White says like first of all, his speech is amazing. And he gives some,
I gotta watch it. Yeah. I do like White Stripes a lot.
Yeah.
Or just Jack White in general. So,
well, he gives her like an insane amount of credit, which I thought was like a really classy thing to do, obviously. So yeah, definitely worth watching.
Yeah, we'll definitely check that out.
Dude, these fucking dudes, bro, this could literally be us, dude. They're just interviewing Charli. Who the fuck are these fucking dweebs?
I mean, that could be us, so.
I guess they're like producers. They probably like break the track. Oh, okay, so they like, isn't AJ Cook like a electronic artist?
No, that's her producer.
Oh, okay. So they probably, whatever this is.
So they're probably on, I think someone sent me this podcast where they just like go into like how they make the songs. And it's kind of, it's
so
definitely
cool
interesting to hear. You would like it a lot. I listened to one with Brat, so
Oh, yeah, I gotta listen to that.
they'll like play like the AJ Cook guy would like simplify like the George beats and be like, all right, we don't need as many drums and stuff like that. So it was cool to hear it analyze different versions of the song and how it came to be.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I also do want to watch. I might watch this on stream one of these nights. I do want to watch I try to watch all like the Zane Lowe interviews, right? Because they're just always like really well produced. What's that? And
Your
Hate
boy
Watch?
Steve.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll be interested to hear like you know, it's always cool to get an artist in like a long form interview so you can kind of see like how they operate, you know.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
But all right, Steve, I think that's pretty good. I think we got some good stuff to work with here. Can try to get some clips going now. But all right, bye all of our viewers, all of our lovely viewers that we love very much. Oh my God, Kick just turned back on at the very end. All right, bye, Kick viewers.